This weekend, the annual Roxbury Open Studio once again offers ample opportunity for the public to view and purchase paintings, drawings, sculptures, textiles, jewelry, and other studio crafts by Roxbury visual artists. Organizers are honored to be an official program of the inaugural Art Week Boston. It's always a pleasure to welcome Derek Lumpkins, Executive Director of the umbrella organization Discover Roxbury, to discuss the event, including all the new locations and exhibitors, and including what it's like to be an exhibitor himself as a photographer. Nice to have you on the show again here.
It's great to be back.
All righty, you got so many new things. You guys are probably the best as far as the open studios at marketing.
Thank you.
So, I think nowadays people look at websites more even than they look at handouts and things. How have you been promoting through Discover Roxbury the open studios?
We have our newsletter, which we send out to several thousand people. We have the new Roxbury Open Studios booklet, which this is for you.
All right, thank you very much. Oh, it folds out and everything, yeah. And it's got samples of the different artists in the different it's all
right.
color-coded.
It's color-coded by district of Roxbury. Then we have them divided by location within the district, so people can drill down to specific artists, specific types of art. There'll be shuttle buses that will loop around from Stony Brook Station and from Roxbury Crossing Station once an hour from 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So we're making it very easy and very convenient for people. And if they want to find out more, they can go to roxburyopenstudios.org. So we have 60 plus artists over 25 or so different sites.
And some of them are new. Some you're having locations that you haven't used before, right?
Right. So we have a couple of new individual artists. So one is a shoemaker, Theodore Green. He makes fantastic handcrafted leather shoes for men and for women, and he'll be on Fort Hill. And then there's a photographer named Ian Dorian who will be showing in Lower Roxbury. And I've seen just a few of his shots, but they're absolutely incredible. And
where are you going to be if people? Where do you get to show people see your handicraft as a photographer?
So I'm another photographer, and I will be at the Dillaway Thomas House at Roxbury Heritage State Park.
Now, one of the things that I guess Discover Roxbury is about is actually trying to attract people who are buyers to buy the things there. I mean, not that it's like some places they have like craft or jewelry, and you do have those things there, but you don't want to force people to buy or feel uncomfortable, but you really do want to have the working artists make some sales. Am I correctly sensing that?
Absolutely. It's about exposure as well as about sales. So we want to try to create an environment that works for both, so that people who attend the event, both as vendors, can have opportunities to sell, and people who are coming just as participants or as visitors can browse the variety that's available and then buy quite easily from the artist.
Either commission something or buy, even if they don't pick up something immediately if they're. Now, let's just talk. There are so many things happening. Oh, I also see that you have Grub Street here. You're getting the written word as well as the visual arts here. Well,
right.
How did this come about, or what is this jump-starting your writing with Grub Street?
I met the executive director of Grub Street earlier this year, and she and I talked about ways in which we could partner together. And Roxbury Open Studios was the first event that we had open for both of our calendars. So we said, let's give this a try. Let's try to have some writing workshops for people on Saturday and on Sunday. I believe they're from 1 to 2 at Hibernian Hall. They're open to writers of all skill levels, and they really encourage people to come out and try their hand at a writing workshop.
Right, so if people don't feel they can make something out of things there, they can write there.
Absolutely.
Isn't it also, I work a little bit with the Dorchester Open Studios, but it's also about community pride.
Right.
Not only is it trying to help the artists who have a hard time making money, but the real sense of pride that this is quality stuff. This is not just, people coming over to say, oh, this is nice because, you're
right.
You know what I mean? The work stands for itself. It has nothing to do. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we had a holiday gift shop in December, and we had our first Yelp review for that.
Yeah.
And one of the reviewers said that this was great work, it was quality work. He or she, I don't know, had come and didn't know what to expect, but they left saying that this was great work. And a lot of those artists are back for Roxbury Open Studios. So we know that there's some fantastic work out there, not just because of the Yelp review, but because we worked with these artists over several years, and we know they produce some fantastic work of all different mediums, for all abilities and for all income levels, for all price points. So, I mean, we really encourage people to come out to see the artwork, to purchase, and also to explore the neighborhood because there's some beautiful parts of Roxbury as well.
Right, you know, like Fort Hill, and, you know, there's just, the other thing is that the website, you can jump to the websites of the artists because your splash page or whatever they call it nowadays, the first page there's like, even if you're just interested in jewelry, there's some really stunning jewelry, and then you could click on and see what other things there. So how would you suggest, if somebody had never been to an open studio or had never been to Roxbury Open Studio, how do you get started? I mean, where do you pick up these free maps / brochures or whatever? Or should they do all their homework at home on the computer?
It really depends on the person. So I would say they should probably start on the website just to see the number of sites and to look at the kinds of mediums that are available over the weekend. But then these maps will be available at locations around Open Studio, so Hibernian Hall, Haley House, a couple of the cafes, and we're also distributing them into Jamaica Plain and the South End. So people in those neighborhoods will see them as well. But for folks who don't live in or around those 3 neighborhoods, go online to roxburyopenstudios.org, just take a look around, and then go to one of the group sites. I'd say start at a group site because then you can see a variety of work.
I really like that. Now I'm going to go. And
Right.
You guys seem to have more home studios actually open than maybe some of the other ones. It seems like a lot of other open studios just have a lot of group shows, which, you know, may be understandable if they're there. But and also you have great locations for the group shows, like the church, right?
Right. So the First Church in John Elliott Square, Dillaway Thomas House also in John Elliott Square.
They're both historic places just to visit
Right.
on their own,
Absolutely.
just if you hadn't been there, Right,
and then Hibernian Hall as well. The Piano Factory is participating this year as well, so they have a group show in their gallery. So there's a lot of different group shows, but as you said, there's also a lot of home studios as well. Many of them are on Fort Hill. There's one on Montrose Street, one in Fountain Hill, there's one in Lower Roxbury, there's a couple,
I'm exhausted already.
in Edison Square. It's going to be an exhausting weekend. Plus we have the opening reception, and then there's a panel on Saturday night.
Oh, really?
So the panel just got confirmed today.
Yeah.
It's Afro-Cobra, which is celebrating their 45th anniversary, so there'll be a panel with some Afro-Cobra artists at the First Church in Roxbury at 6:30 on Saturday night.
All right. Yeah. Well, there's a lot to do. It's
is.
well worth it. You and Discover Roxbury are to be congratulated for just being so organized in helping both the customer and the author. Thank you so much, Derek.
Thank you.
That's it for this edition of Neighborhood Network News. Chris Lovett and the rest of the gang will be back here on Monday night. We hope you'll join us then.